Hi, I'm Dr. Nataliey Bitature. I'm the Chief of Staff of the Simba Group of Companies and the founder of Her and Musana Carts. Simba Group is a family-owned business in Uganda that has been around for more than 20 years and employs hundreds of people. We work across telecom, hospitality, real estate, and energy. My job is really to oversee strategy and operations across the different sectors within the different companies. Musana Carts is a solar street food vending company. We provide physical units for Rolex vendors, as well as training in financial literacy, hygiene and sanitation, and marketing and customer service. Her is an online platform for African women. It's all about supporting women in their journey in their careers through online courses and an online community and one-on-one coaching. Moving forward, I believe my role in Simba just becomes easier and easier as it's a big institution and is very strong and consistent in operations now. I'm very passionate about social businesses because they go above and beyond just making profit. It's also about making a positive impact in your community, which is why I started Musana Carts and Her. When I look at the current situation with the youth in Uganda, I believe they need more access to skills and opportunities, and through these different projects, I'm able to support that endeavor. With Musana Carts, we're able to provide dignified employment for vendors. They run their own businesses, they make more money, and they're very proud of what they do. Musana Carts was begun with only Rolex, and now we also do chicken carts. And we look at different ways we can support street food vendors and different things we can add to the carts to make their work better. With Her, I feel like we need to empower young women, and it's much harder for them to have access to skills and opportunities because there's so many young mothers, caregivers, and we don't have as much access to money or time. So by providing online courses, you can provide skills and knowledge that's flexible and affordable, and then with the community, women feel the support that they need with other ladies who are also trying to advance their careers and their businesses.
I don't think our online audience can hear me. My microphone is off, but I'm about to get one that's working. Hello. Well, welcome to Business Garage. You can see me talking, but you can't hear me. Check. Right. Yeah, welcome to Business Garage. Sorry about that small glitch. Really good to see you. Thank you for coming out. We have a serious studio audience here. Yeah. We also, you should be in the studio, by the way. You can just come, yeah, and be part of this warm, dope audience. But also those of you at home watching us from across the world, thank you so much for being here. My name is B3, and as you stories of Ugandan, real Ugandans, Ugandan business people who are thriving here in this nation, and we bring their stories to you to inspire you, to challenge you, and to help you to grow. And we know that you've been absolutely blessed, but right now what I need you to do, those of you online, share this link. Share the link, share the link, share the link. I'm especially excited about today's guests because they're different, and you're going to see how. But I'd like you to help me make welcome to Business Garage, Dr. Nataliey Bitature. Welcome, Tali. Welcome, welcome. I hope your microphone is on.
I think so.
It's not.
It's not working. Oops.
My phones today are a bit of a strange thing happening, but we will conquer, we will overcome. Great. Why am I excited about Nataliey? Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Nataliey as you're about to hear her voice. But I'm especially excited about her because she represents something that we dream about, that we talk about a lot here at Worship Harvest, and that we know is going to become more of a reality than as a rare thing. And that is a person who represents generational business. Here, Ugandan generational business. I remember a time when we asked about generational businesses of Ugandans in a congregation of like 500 people and asked them to name a fourth generation business of Ugandans. We couldn't. We could only find people who came to Uganda who are not originally Ugandan, and they are the ones who've built a fourth generation of business. But I love the story of Dr. Nataliey, because guess what? We have, at least it's a second generation business, yes? We're starting somewhere, people. There's hope. So welcome. Now we can hear your voice.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Yes. All right, and she's also a young woman, so everything is exciting about your story, yes. So Nataliey, why don't we start by talking about the beginnings? How do you get into business?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Personally, I never had to think about it. Business is what we sort of grew up at every dining table, everywhere we went, whatever we were doing. So it was never really a thought or a choice. It was just, when do I get to be fully in the business?
Wow.
So from when I was much younger, I'd go to work with my dad, with my mom, and go to sites, go to meetings, and hide under the table when I was still a kid and listen and take notes. And even as a teenager, I'd work as my dad's assistant, and then in my holidays and answer the phone, hello, Patrice.
Wow.
So it was just always something that was around, and I was excited to dive in when I got older.
So that right there is what is a bit different. I was talking to you earlier and saying that many young Ugandans who have the privilege of having a parent start something are not excited to dive in. They want to start their own thing. And we'll talk about the fact that you've also started some things that are, yes, your own, in your own right. But first, because you say you were excited to dive in, some people are like, no, I want to be my own person. That's my dad's stuff. And I want to start my own thing. So why were you excited to dive into business? Why? Why not start your own thing and, not have to continue something that your parents started?
I never thought about it as not my own. I think that's the difference with my parents. They always included us in everything. They didn't keep things separate. We always knew what was going on, whether it's good times or bad times, whether it was stressful or exciting. So I always also felt it's mine, even when I was a kid. So once I was older and I had to start taking ownership, my dad always encouraged, yes, you must be responsible. Everything here is yours. So if something goes wrong, I'm going to come for you. You need to take ownership. And I remember, I think I was like 21, and he left me on a construction site, and I had to manage with all these adults, and I felt like a kid.
Yeah.
And I saw a broken light. One of the new lights had just been broken because someone was careless, and I was so upset. That's my light. I know how much that light costs.
Yeah.
How can this happen? We have to be responsible. And I think that's where I started to realize it's also mine, and I also have to take ownership of it, because being a generational business, I have to think of my own kids.
Wow.
I need to make sure that I leave what my father built for my own children in good condition, that's successful and that's running and that's grown and that's impacted other people's lives. So I've always felt like that's a part of our family businesses, and I hope that I can continue to impart that.
Wow. Ownership. You can feel it, like it's not even because of good conversation. It's from the heart. So you're talking about how, ownership and now for you it's not that this is something my parents started outside of myself, but it's a part of me. But now there are people watching right now who are like, yeah, of course, you have it easy. She's laughing, like, you're so funny. Yeah, because look, there's no one really, if there's someone in Uganda who doesn't know your parents' name, that last name Bitature means something, okay? So, someone is probably watching and going, of course, you have to succeed. Of course, it must be easy for you. But let's talk about what you've had. What are some of the things that people may not know that as a normal business person, you have to also go through to grow what you've been given, and not only that, just because it's been given to you means that naturally, somehow, you should be able to grow it. What are some of the things we don't know that would be good for someone to know who thinks, this one has it easy?
If only.
If only it was that easy.
I also don't feel like I've been given anything.
Wow.
Yeah, that phrase, I'm like, It was not just handed. Yeah. You have to work for things. And I think that's something I realized a few years ago, maybe when I was in my early 20s.
you have to wake up, you have to be there. Like if they're on a site and you have to pay people, you have to be there on time. Whether you had a party last night, whether you're tired, whether you feel sick, when you're given a responsibility or a budget or a deadline or there's a customer that needs you, you have to answer your phone. You have to smile for every customer. You have to be there physically and do things and listen and learn and stress and struggle. And there's no way to avoid that. I don't know who can be given a business and they just sit pretty. It's not a business then, they're not running it. If you're not stressed, you're not working. It's not business. So there's so much that goes on behind the scenes and you have to be able to do both things. Now that I've worked in a hotel for a few years, we have front of house, back of house. Front of house, you're always smiling, you're always responding to customers. You have to say yes, you have to get whatever they need. Back of house, you're in the trenches. You're stressing, you're moving stuff, you're struggling, you're in meetings, you're in Excel sheets, you're in presentations. It's crazy. And sometimes when I see the different businesses, I see that I am not like an engineer or a hotel background or something in particular. So I have to move from business to business and use the same skill set across different sectors, which means I have to be very present. I have to research all the time. I have to read all the emails, all the reports. I need to understand what the difference is on a construction site, in the restaurant, in the bar, with Musana, and it's constant work. So a lot of the time I'll have a full day of back-to-back meetings. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., I've learned how to drink my food because I don't get up to go for lunch. It's smoothies, it's shakes, it's soup in a cup. It looks like I'm drinking coffee the whole day. It's because I can't go for lunch. I have a meeting. As soon as you leave the office, someone is here. We have this problem. We have this challenge. We need this. How about this? What about this? And I saw my dad live like this for years. So it was never a choice for me. I never thought there's another way to run businesses. I can just sit in an office and someone else does something. No, you just go, you keep going, because they need you and the businesses need you. They need your attention and your time and your care and your effort. And that's something I really try to teach young people in business. The challenge is young people think you get some investment, do a few days of stress and struggle, and then you're rich immediately. 6 months, I should be rich.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Tell me how that goes. It's so intense, but I think that's also what I love about it. It's so demanding and it's so necessary, but you get to see the fruits of your after weeks and years and months of that struggle. Sometimes you'll turn around and be like, oh wow, it's a good day. Things are working well.
Yeah.
Things look good. The customers are happy. Okay, it's worth it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that statement you made about, tell me someone who's been handed a business and they sit pretty and somehow it all works out, then it's not a business. So you can feel the intensity and the passion and the, coming through. But we're about to, because you then talked about earlier on in the introduction that you're very passionate about social businesses. If you could tell us, before we get into her and Musana, there's something I remember hearing about that you were involved in, where you had to move to Uganda for 6 months. And not because you were sent there, it was you. So tell us about that.
So that was Project 500K. We had been talking about doing something for the youth, and my dad is also very passionate about the youth and training and business. So in one of his busy days, he's like, figure out something for the youth in Uganda, get it done. Moved on. So I got some helpers. We made a team. We built a curriculum that was a 6-week program that trains young people in 21st century skills. So for business, like communication and teamwork, and to think about their careers and their goals. Then we moved to Uganda with the team. We recruited there as well. It was a trainer-trainer program. So we had about 150 trainers from different vocational schools, from church groups, different parishes. The LCs helped us. You would get an SMS every morning on your phone if you were registered with like an inspirational quote and a question. And then weekly you would be in groups from your peers and you learn together about the skills. And then once a week we'd have a radio show on the local radio station and have a guest talking about the skill who's an expert. And it was such an exciting experience. It's the first time I got to really interact with young people and see the difference with young people who are in a rural community, their challenges, their lack of access as well, and how limited their options were. And it was really great to see by the end of it, you can see the spark in someone when they feel like they have agency over their life. Like, now I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get this. I can do it too.
Yeah.
And now they know how to plan something, to make goals, how to ask for money, how to start businesses. So it was really exciting, and it really connected me more to working with young people and using business as a tool for empowerment.
Wow. And why did you move to Uganda for 6 months? Why couldn't you do it on the telephone?
You have to be there. You can't do things on the phone. If anything, I know how to do all my Kampala work on the phone from Uganda.
Oh, you had to still run your work in Kampala?
Yes, who was I going to leave to do it?
I mean, it's Uganda. Uganda is not... I
There's
don't know.
network challenges,
Uganda, we
there's
love
internet
you, but
challenges.
No. Moving to Uganda for 6 months? No.
But it was worth
a
it.
young person, you know, you're missing your friends, the cinema, everything
all the
good.
parties.
All the parties. And you moved there. But you said it was a 6-week program. Why were you there for 6 whole months?
Because first, you don't just go in and decide what it's going to be. We moved with the team to also first do research, speak to the young people. We did focus groups and surveys and understand, what do you need? How can we help? We don't want to just be one of these NGOs that comes and says, the youth need capacity building in this, we've decided, have. So first you have to work with them. You need to understand the community. We needed to see the range. I didn't know how big Ibanda was. I'd been to town and the house, and that's it. There's so many little parishes and villages, and if it rains, you can't get there. The road is washed out, and you need a connection. And it's not like here where there are bodas everywhere. So there was a lot of research that went into it and time. And also over the 6 months, we did the course twice. So that's how we got to 5,000 youths trained by the end of it.
5,000. Wow. And that was totally charity, just giving back. And that's something that I know you're very passionate about. So now let's talk about, we've just been talking about the family business, and we'll come back to it. By the way, remember, you can engage with us online. You can send us questions.